Chesapeake Energy Arena in Oklahoma City. The second Sweet 16 matchup of the day. Number 5 Louisville, who upset Purdue in the last round, taking on number 1 overall seed Baylor. The Lady Bears have lost just 1 game in almost 2 full seasons. Oklahoma falling to Tennessee 74-59 in our first game. So Tennessee awaits the winner of this one. They will play for a spot in the Final Four coming up on Tuesday night. Welcome to Oklahoma City. Pam Ward along with Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. Maria Taylor will be joining us shortly. It's Baylor, it's Brittney Griner, and boy, she has had a fantastic senior season.
I'm enjoying every second left in this kid's college career. We've never seen a player like her. We will not see a player like her again in the college game for the rest of our life. She's just a terrific athlete inside that 6'8" frame, just enjoying it.
And she is chasing history, chasing Jackie Stiles, who was the most prolific scorer in the history of women's basketball on the collegiate level. But Brittney, actually, if she stays on this pace of the last half a dozen games, she'll get there.
Yeah, she's been absolutely outstanding. The last 7 games, averaging 32 points per game. So in that national championship, if they make it there, she might break that record.
Have to get a couple more wins in order even to get to New Orleans. So now Louisville, Jeff Walsh is their head coach. He is known as a guy who can pull out some things. You know, what does he have up his sleeve to try to stop these guys
It's
tonight?
not what's up his sleeve, it's what's in his bag of tricks. This is a very good coach in Jeff Walsh, and he will mix things up on the defensive side. Louisville needs to get some steals, to get some turnovers, to get their offense going. They switch up defenses within the course of a single possession. They'll run traps at you. This is a team, 16 steals a game in this NCAA tournament, leads all the teams in the tournament. They need to get easy things in transition before Griner and her long arms get there to block it.
Jude Shimmel had 13 of those 32 steals, but Brittney Griner front and center as usual. For more on her, let's go over to Maria Taylor.
Well, guys, the message from Kim Mulkey to Brittney Griner when she stepped on campus at Baylor was never cost her a game because of a dunk. Well, going into her senior year, Mulkey's changed her tune a little bit and said, you know what, if you miss a dunk a couple of times, it doesn't matter because it makes a statement, which might explain why she went on to have 3 dunks against FSU. The voice of the Lady Bears, Rick May, said before the game, please give me 3 dunks. Asking you shall receive, and that's exactly what Griner did. Now Julie Bennett, the sports information director for Baylor, asked for an alley-oop today. So the question is, will we see that today? And in pregame, we definitely saw Brittney Griner practicing it, ladies.
How about that? A special order in for Brittney Griner and what kind of dunk she will have. So let's go now to tonight's Capital One starting lineups. We know all about Odyssey Sims, a terrific point guard, and Brittney Griner, but you have your eyes on Jordan Madden.
Well, I think one of the big differences from last year to this year is the play of Jordan Madden. She is a consistent 3-point threat now. You can no longer help off of her on the defensive end.
And for Louisville, their Capital One starting lineup, Shimmel. She's lost some weight during the season, playing really well.
Coach Walsh told us yesterday he wants his team to hoist up between 40 and 50 threes this game. She's going to need to make some.
And Louisville had drawn something up. Had they lost the tap, they didn't. And how about Sarah Hammond getting the very first basket of the game? So we will see what Louisville has in store. Very difficult to beat this team, certainly if you play them straight away. And Louisville is keeping a player in the backcourt, Bria Smith. She's going to have to come up because Griner was fouled right away.
Well, we talked about Jeff Walsh and his bag of tricks. Well, that possession, there were only 4 Louisville players playing defense. He had Bria Smith at the clear other end of the floor, hoping that Baylor would miss a shot, or even if they make one, they're going to baseball pass it down the other way.
4th Sweet 16, and Jeff Walsh 6 years at Louisville, coming over after a very successful career as the assistant coach at the University of Maryland. Kim Mulkey in her 13th season on the sidelines at Baylor, 4-time Big 12 Coach of the Year, and is trying to bring her team back-to-back championships, and it would be 3 overall. Griner 2 for 2 at the line. And now some pressure from the Lady Bears. Shimmel's got the basketball. Number 23 in red has been switched off the ball. That happened during the season when she was switched from the point over to the 2 spot, but she will still handle the ball quite a bit.
Louisville not getting the ball inside in order to try to score over Griner. They're going to use their post players as passers in this game.
Hammond 2 for 2. Hammond, by the way, picked up that foul on Griner.
See Louisville in the 1-2-1-1, and a lot of teams get trapped in that, but not Odyssey Sims. She's too good with the basketball, dribbling right through every defender for her own bucket.
Odyssey Sims, second leading scorer, 12.4 points per game, averaging just under 6 assists. And did we just see Odyssey Sims draw a charge?
Well, she's never in her career taken a standstill, give up her body kind of a charge, but this one, the arm comes out. That doesn't count in her.
Shoot.
Her freshman,
we might get one.
Her freshman year, she told me, I'm never going to take a charge because I don't want to hurt this. And she, like, put her hands down in front of her torso. Nice take by Bria Smith inside. That is her game, is to take it hard at the rim.
Louisville out to a 6-4 start. Bria has taken over the point guard position. 7 points and 3 assists in their second round win over Purdue as a number 4 seed, mild upset for the number 5 seed Louisville. And Louisville has told us they're going to do all they can in their power to keep Griner from dunking. That time they had 3 around her and forced the turnover. Louisville off to a terrific start. Antonita Slaughter, who has really come on in the last few games, called the X Factor by her head coach.
She's the X Factor because she's a big player who can shoot the three-point shot. Had really been struggling until their last game against Purdue.
Had a month-long slump in which she missed 14 straight threes and hit only 4 of 22 shots overall, but was good against Purdue with 16 points, including 3 threes. There she is with the basketball. Baylor team terrific defensively. You saw Griner able to get a hand around.
Baylor, a team that plays man-to-man defense, and their wings can really get out and deny, because if their player gets by them, they know they've got Brittney Griner behind him to erase a lot of mistakes.
Second in the nation in scoring to UConn. First in the Big 12 in scoring defense, giving up only about 53 points per game on the season. And then, of course, you've got Griner in there, second in the nation in blocks as a team, averaging just under 7 per game, most of them Brittney's. Shot clock at 4. Slaughter! How about that?
Louisville could not have asked for a better start to this game against Baylor.
Baylor down by 8 early. Griner just being double teamed underneath. Hammond has a hand on her, but they got a shot from Jordan Madden.
That's the difference in Baylor this season, is Jordan Madden does not hesitate, has confidence to step into that three-point shot when it's there.
Used to be their defensive stopper, now has become a better shooter as the years have drawn on. And there's a nice bounce for Sharon Vales.
Sharon Vales, up until this game, 2 of 3 on the season. She knows her team needs to hit some threes, and that is an offensive foul on Brittney Griner. Louisville doing a good job bodying her on every possession.
Hammond able to draw the foul that time. That's the first on Brittney.
Well, it's just a physical play, and Griner gets bodied and bodied on every play, and that time trying to push the defender off. A good job by the officials to see it. Louisville is going to do all they can to frustrate her. Jeff Walz is calling for them to go to the monitor to see if it was an elbow above the shoulders, to see if it should be a flagrant one. Good job by Jeff Walz, because the coach can ask for that monitor review.
Melissa Barlow, Laura Morris, Frank Sterator are officials this afternoon, and they will go over to take a look at it. Let's look at it right now.
To me, that's a hand above the shoulders. That is not an elbow above the shoulders, and so there is a distinction. I think they were correct in just calling it a personal foul. I do not think that is a flagrant one foul.
Griner at 6'8", Hammond at 6'2", and when Brittney extends her hand like that, it is at head level, and then there you see the explanation that it was the back of her hand that got Hammond. So a great job, and a quick job too, by the officials to go over there and make a decisive call.
And because Jeff Walz called for the review, he is charged with a 20-second timeout, because indeed it was not an elbow and it was a hand.
Let's go over to Maria Taylor for more on what just happened.
Guys, I heard Kim Mulkey's argument for that call, and she said everything that Brittney Griner does is above the shoulder. Please keep that in your gear for the referees.
And that's what we talk about, her being 6'8". It's tough not to get somebody above the shoulder when you're 6'8".
That's why I think it was a good call. Just a personal, not a flagrant. Oh!
This is why Odyssey Sims is the best defensive point guard in the country, but look at Louisville!
Nice hustle by Shimmel.
Getting back there, Shimmel's about 20 pounds lighter than she was in December, and this kid can fire at will.
Jeff Walz told us yesterday, I've got my team believing that they can beat Baylor, and that's more than half the battle.
Sims spots up for 3. Rebound taken down by Smith. And then the little step back because Griner's lurking in the paint. Nene Hayden driving, scoring. One of the seniors on this team trying to get another national championship before they leave Waco.
And one of the reasons Louisville's been successful, they've been able to set up into those variety of defenses in the half court because they've been scoring. They need to continue to score to be able to disrupt things on the other end for Baylor.
Shimmel run off a screen, another 3. That time nothing doing, and Griner, who averages 9.5 rebounds a game, got fouled on her way to the ball.
Right now, the story for Louisville is their ability to hit the three-point shot. Show me, Shoney.
Welcome back. A beautiful Easter Sunday here in Oklahoma City, and Louisville being physical right from the get-go on Brittney Griner.
Well, let's take a look at the play that happened before Brittney Griner threw her arm and got the foul call. She's getting bodied and right there at the end, right here. Sharon Vales with the swipe. Brittney Griner has gotten a reputation since her freshman year when she had the punch against Jordan Barncastle that she can at times lose her cool. Well, I think that she, game in and game out, just gets beaten on by the defense. And because she's a big, strong kid, it doesn't always get called. Look at what happened to her right now.
Right now, Slaughter is bodying up, and they're going to get another foul. That's the 4th foul now against Louisville.
Other than what happened her freshman year with the punch, I think Brittney Griner has done an outstanding job of keeping her cool when she gets bodied like this. Because to me, that is excessive.
That time they were able to get the foul call. Destiny Williams, who had been a starter last year. Baylor returned all 5 starters last year, but Williams coming off the bench this year threw it away.
And right now, Jeff Walz is in some sort of a triangle. And he's got two, a player always in front of, always behind Brittney Griner. And they've been able to disrupt Baylor, but then you look and see what Louisville has done on the offensive end, just been terribly efficient, especially from behind the arc.
Already 5 turnovers. Louisville has scored 8 of their 18 points off of Baylor miscues. Inside to Hammond, and Griner was able to effect that shot from behind.
I mean, look at the bodies around Griner. It's going to be up to the guards and the perimeter players for Baylor. They're going to get wide open shots. They're going to have to make them.
Griner triple team, goes around everybody, goes through Williams' hands momentarily. Madden spotting up and puts it in.
There you go. That's going to have to happen for Baylor because you've seen already how many bodies are around Brittney Griner.
It's the second 3 for Madden already. She only had 23 on the season in 35 games. But you're right, that is going to be open if they're going to pay that much attention to Griner underneath. Good ball movement. Slaughter tries to put it in and does. Her second 3 tonight.
How about Antonita Slaughter? Before she came out of her slump last game, she was in a slump. 0 for 14 from threes. This was until their game against Purdue. She's well out of that slump now.
Hit 3 of 9 threes in that second round win against Purdue. She finished 10th in the Big East by hitting 33% of her threes on the season. Griner misses, but Baylor gets the offensive rebound. Shot clock did not reset because Griner's shot did not hit the rim. That one did, but Shimmel gets the rebound.
As much attention as Griner is drawing, when she has the basketball, tonight's going to be a night where she could rack up some assists. I know you can get frustrated when you get bodied, but just find those open players, trust your teammates to hit the shots. Don't force it.
Griner has not hit a field goal today. She's 2 for 2 from the line. Louisville again from 3. Monique Reid can't get it to go down. Louisville's last 5 field goals have all been 3-pointers.
And probably their next 5 will be as well.
Jude Shimmel will come in for Louisville, as will Alexis Prince for Baylor at the next whistle.
3 bodies.
Yeah, Hammond, good job to put her hands on it, but they're going to get Hammond for the foul. She wanted the tie-up. That's 2 on Sarah. Monday night, the NCAA Women's Championship rolls on with an Elite 8 doubleheader at 7:30 Eastern. Top 2 seeds in the Bridgeport regional. It's Connecticut and Kentucky. And then we take you to Spokane, Georgia, who slayed Stanford, takes on California. NCAA Women's Basketball Championship presented by Capital One, Monday night on ESPN. Also live on Watch ESPN. So Hammond goes out with the 2 fouls. A key player for them, got 4 early points. And she is 6'2", so some good size to put on Griner. Brittney Walton, number 13 in red, checking in for Louisville, 6'3" freshman for the Cardinal. Griner missed. Rebound on the floor. It's picked up by Jude Shimmel. Here's Shoney. Oh, Sims so tough on defense. Shoney showing no fear going in that time. And the rebound picked up by Odyssey Sims. Jordan Madden left all alone for the easy one.
Jordan Madden cherry picking a little bit, trusting that her big 6'8" player, one of her teammates, is going to get that defensive board.
Madden now with 8. Louisville with a surprising 7-point lead. And there's a block for Destiny Williams on Mo Reid. Check out this score. The defending champs down 7 to the Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma City Regional, where Louisville is leading Baylor by 7, and things have gotten heated already in this game. It has been a tremendously physical game. Louisville all over Brittney Griner. You see the little extra action there. Griner got called for a personal foul on that one. Every time down the floor, she is getting bodied by multiple defenders. To me, that is excessive. She is getting hit every single time down the floor. And on the last possession, as the teams were leaving the floor, players started getting into it. They had to be separated by the coaches. It was Brittney Griner and Courtney Walton for Louisville. The officials have got to keep this under control, and the players have got to keep their heads, because this has been really physical inside, Pam.
And Bill Lawrence, who is our alternate official, called all 3 officials on the floor over to talk to him during this last time out. He is looking at stuff on the monitor and maybe telling them to take a look at it. Shoney Shimmel with her second 3. Louisville is led by as many as 11, now up 10.
This is a Louisville team that feeds off of the confidence of their coach, and Jeff Walz has them believing that his game plan will help them beat this Baylor team.
Outside shot by Sims is true. She has 5. Louisville playing in the Big East, used to taking on teams like Connecticut and Notre Dame. A lot of times it's not being intimidated when you go in to play these big giants of women's basketball. Makes a difference.
Yesterday when we were talking to the Louisville team, they said repeatedly, we've never had a chance to play the #1 overall seed. And when we brought up the fact that they play in a conference with Notre Dame and Connecticut, they kind of said, yeah, whatever. This is the #1 overall seed. We haven't had a chance to play Baylor, and they were looking forward to this challenge.
Jordan Madden fouling Shimmel as she took a 3.
That was a good call. It was right in front of us. She hit her right on the hand. Obviously, you can't do that.
Shoney, 80% free throw shooter from the Portland, Oregon area. And her family, well, there are 8 kids in the family, ranging in age from 23 to 3.
That's a busy mother.
Oh my goodness, and they drove from Oregon to Oklahoma City, which is not exactly around the corner, but a great basketball playing family. Shoney and her younger sister Jude now playing for Louisville. Oh boy, she missed 2 out of 3, which is very unusual for the 80% shooter. Both Shimmels are out there now. Griner, off balance, threw it away. That's 6 turnovers now for the Bears. Shoney, oh, a little fancy, hit it off of Williams. but it went into Griner's hands.
I have no idea who she was even trying to get that ball to.
Slaughter tried to get the block, but instead it results in a basket. And Louisville quickly down the floor after Prince's basket. And now Jude Shimmel sets up. Sophomore. Handles the ball very well, called crafty by Jeff Walz, her head coach. Only averaged about 2 points per game last year, up to 5.5 points this year as her minutes have doubled. Her production also following suit. She and Shoney with different personalities. Jude runs by and gets some advice from her head coach. But she is facing Odyssey Sims, who forces the turnover. And now Sims on the run. This is scary. Baylor in the open court. But she was out of control. Jeff Walz wants a travel call, but instead they get a foul.
I like the way Odyssey Sims is pushing the pace, though, because the way that Louisville is really just collapsing in on Griner, Sims trying to get them moving, try to get things down before Louisville can set their D.
Team foul number 6, number 1 on Shoney Shimmel. Madden, again, that time well off. Good job to try to save it by Prince, but it goes over to the Cardinals. Shimmel, right to Griner. That was a mistake.
That tends to be a mistake. If you're going to take it as a guard into the lane and Griner's there, you better be ready to turn 180 and pass it out to a three-point shooter, because you're not getting that off.
Griner averaging 4.2 blocks per game. Blocks than anyone who's played collegiate basketball. Prince, who's had some injury issues, very promising freshman coming in this year, preseason Big 12 freshman of the year.
And look at the way Slaughter is face guarding Griner. She's just face guarding her until she goes across the lane and can get some help.
Slaughter's about 7 inches shorter than Brittney.
Everybody's about 7 inches shorter than Brittney, at least.
And that's the tall kid who's 7 inches shorter. That time Brittney just uses that wingspan to get the follow, and she's fouled again. Brittney got tangled up a little bit with Monique Reid, but they parted amicably.
Just right there, bodies all around her, bodies on her. That's good clean, no foul there. Gets hit in the face and going up. I mean,
wow, that was a foul call on Shoney Shimmel. And that's 2 on her. That is crucial. Shimmel, their leading scorer, only 14 points per game, but leads them in assists, three-point shooting. She is so crucial to have on the floor. Now she's sitting with 2 fouls.
And I understand the Louisville game plan. You want to body Brittney Griner. You want to do as much as you can possibly to frustrate her. But at the same time, it's hard to be a kid who every time you move on the floor, you're just getting checked and hit, pushed and bumped.
Griner has not hit a field goal this afternoon, 0 for 3 from the floor. But it's 4 for 4 from the line. Her free throw shooting much improved since her freshman year. Now some pressure. Jude Shimmel bringing it up.
And even harder pressure because Louisville lost one of their primary ball handlers, Shoney Shimmel, going to the bench with those 2 fouls.
Jude tried to put it up over Griner.
It's still not a good decision.
No. And now they're going to get a call as Griner continues to be hit in the lane. Foul on Courtney Walton.
I mean, physical. There was an elbow right there that was thrown, and then they didn't get that one, but they got the bump by Slaughter inside.
So Griner goes back to the free throw line. Baylor in the bonus for the rest of the half. That was team foul number 8. And there you see the first 2 games, she was marvelous and wins over Prairie View A&M and then Florida State. That's her first miss at the line tonight. Hit her first 4. Louisville has led by as many as 11 points. Now up by 4. Shoney Shimmel, their leader, not on the floor, out with 2 fouls. That was a good play by Nene Hayden to force the turnover. Timeout on the floor. When we come back, Maria Taylor is going to talk to Jeff Walz, who right now is a little fired up.
Maria Taylor back in Oklahoma City, joined by Louisville head coach Jeff Walz. Coach, how do you continue to limit touches with Brittney Griner? And you seem very upset on the sideline with some of the fouls that are being called right now.
I mean, it's 8-2 right now. The ball goes off the kid's foot, back to them. It's okay, I've learned to slap somebody in the face, but you can't do an open hand. So we're going to have to adjust how I'm proud of my kids. They're busting their butt. I mean, you got to be able to try to defend her, especially when she sticks her arms out with the wingspan. She's a heck of a player. They're a great team. I just hope our kids get a chance to keep competing here, because the way they're going right now, I'm not sure how I have any players left.
Well, Sarah Hammond and Shoni Shimmel with 2 fouls right now on your bench. How long can you go without them in this game?
Well, I'll try to go another 2-3 minutes if we can. I love how we're attacking. We got to do is dribble through. We did it the first time a little bit great, and now all of a sudden we're getting a little passive. We're trying to force the shot. All you got to do is dribble through the paint, and we'll have shooters open.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you so much.
And I think Louisville's defense has done a nice job. He's running that 1-3 defense, and he has a player in front chasing around. But I think the officials have done a pretty good job of calling the excessive contact. And I think when he talks about, 8-2 fouls, I think all 8 of those fouls have been legitimate fouls.
He was talking about a play earlier in this game where Griner was called for a foul, got a piece of Sarah Hammond. But it was correctly not called a flagrant foul.
So you see now the 1-3 defense with the player fronting, with Slaughter fronting Brittney Griner.
Got Walton behind her. Prince with the miss. Louisville comes away with the rebound. That's Bria Smith, the sophomore from New York, played at Christ the King High School, which has brought us a lot of terrific basketball players. Louisville has missed its last 5 field goals now. Slaughter gets the offensive rebound, and boy, they threw one pass too many. Had she gone up right away, Griner was not in position, but at least they drew a foul.
I like the offense that Louisville ran, though. I think it's always good to involve Brittney Griner defensively in a pick and roll, and Reid goes in there. I think she should have taken a little 5-foot shot instead, but she gets herself to the line.
Foul called on Prince. This is Monique Reid at the line, and fans will remember that she just was absolutely terrific earlier in her career, and then has dealt with some injuries. She was a Big East all-freshman selection. Averaged 18.5 points as a sophomore, but has had trouble with her left knee.
Yeah, as a sophomore, 18.5 points, over 9 rebounds a game. She had microfracture surgery a season ago and is still dealing with a lot of pain that comes with playing with that knee.
Redshirt senior from right there in Louisville. Cardinals up by 6. Jordan Madden left wide open, but decided to swing it over to Odyssey Sims, who missed the 3. Now Slaughter brings it up. Shoni Shimmel still on the bench with 2 fouls. Smith unable to get that long-range shot to go down. And then Sims over to Madden. Boy, Jordan Madden was somebody you highlighted in our starting lineups, and she has 10.
Well, you always knew that she could do that, take the ball to the basket and slash, but what she's really improved is in her confidence as a 3-point and perimeter shooter. You can no longer just dare her to shoot the basketball and think that her lack of confidence is going to keep her from doing so.
Timeout taken by Jeff Walz. Walz continuing to coach up his kids. Coverage of the Division I Men's Basketball Championship continues with the Final Four on CBS coming up this Saturday at 6 Eastern Time. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. And congratulations to Louisville, the men dispatching Duke with authority 85-63. And Rick Pitino, the head coach at Louisville, has been a great friend of this program. In fact, was there for the second round win at Louisville, came back to the locker room and talked to the Cardinals players.
Not only there, but he was sitting in, it wasn't hiding in a box somewhere, sitting in seats, cheering the team.
Let's take a look now at Rick Pitino from last week.
I haven't had that much fun in about a year. Congratulations, that's awesome. Let's get Baylor.
And so far, Louisville is getting Baylor. Jeff Walz really credits Coach Pitino for really being a friend of his program. This is Louisville beating Baylor right now 27-23. The winner of this game will play Tennessee on Tuesday night. Tennessee beat Oklahoma earlier today. Pam Ward along with Rebecca Lobo and Maria Taylor joining you from Oklahoma City. Louisville coming out, hitting shots early and doing a good job defensively. And that's an over and back.
And a terrific game plan by Jeff Walz in Louisville. I mean, with the players that he has, he's changing up the defense and making it really difficult for Griner inside and trusting his players to make three-point shots, and they were just on fire in their first few possessions, hitting from the three-point line.
They hit 9 of their first 13 shots, but they have missed their last 7 field goal attempts, but still they lead Baylor 27-23. Brittney Griner has some blocks today. She has 5 rebounds, but is 0 for 3 from the floor, all 4 of her points coming from the line.
As soon as she touches it, she has at least a triple team on her. She's gonna have to be a facilitator to pass her today.
And this is a kid who had 33 points in the second round against Florida State, including 3 dunks, and there's a foul on Baylor. Let's see if they get Griner or Johnson.
Great hesitation here. Great hesitation by Bria Smith to come in. Oh, that should be on Brittney Griner.
But they get Nia Johnson. Nia Johnson called for the foul. Bria Smith to the free throw line.
But a good decision when she went in there to hesitate, because when you're near a shot blocker, you want to give that nice fake, make her leave her feet, and then get under her when she comes down and try to get the foul call.
Smith's only a 62% free throw shooter. It looked good on that trip. Destiny Williams decides to get it up there. Boy, that's nice work by Slaughter to box out Griner and get to the basketball.
Sometimes when you're open, it's harder to shoot when you're wide open than when you have a defender nearby. Because you're thinking, this should be like a layup. I should make this no problem.
Williams hesitated a little bit. Inside 5 minutes to go in the first half. Slaughter lets one go.
Gotta guard her out there. She's running down the floor with a smile. Antonita Slaughter, you gotta guard her out there.
She is 4 for 4 from 3, and Louisville is up 9 on Baylor, who throws it away.
How about this? How about this Louisville team with the confidence to hit the outside shot? Jeff Walz said we might take between 40 and 50 threes. I thought he was kidding. They're going to be around about 40 threes by the time this game is done.
They are 7 of 10 from 3 against Slaughter, 4 for 4. Another outside shot. Yeah. Slaughter does it again. 5 for 5, and the game plan working to perfection. Louisville with its largest lead at 12. And Baylor showing some frustration. Obviously, this is a team, they're not used to being behind by much, but Griner has to fight for every shot she gets, and that last one she took wasn't a good one.
Oh, Griner's getting bodied every time she touches the ball. They've gone cold from the perimeter in the shots they've got, and then Antonita Slaughter's just come down the other way and said, all right, I was in a slump for a little while, but I am out of it now.
Maria Taylor's been monitoring Kim Mulkey for us. Maria.
Yeah, she just turned to her staff and said, it's simple. They're hustling more than us, and they're shooting it better than we are. That's the difference in the game right now, guys.
Good eavesdropping over there, and that's a great game plan being executed, but there's a backcourt violation. Oh, let's take a timeout. Kim Mulkey can't believe the scoreboard says she's down by 12. Yep, that Stanford loss, their only one in a couple of years. Let's go quickly over to Maria Taylor.
Yeah, Kim Mulkey just finished challenging Brittney Griner. She asked if Louisville is in her head, and she said if they aren't, then you need to take them to the rim with you, finish, and score. Also challenged Brooklyn Pope to get some offensive boards, guys.
Oh, wow, the 9th turnover, they're right there, Maria. And Brittney Griner has not scored from the floor. She's 0 for 4.
They're not in their head, they're in her body.
Yeah.
You know, she's not had a whole lot of room once she's caught the basketball to try to overpower anybody. And Jeff Walls told us yesterday he had watched a lot of Baylor's game against Oklahoma State in the Big 12 tournament, where Baylor only won by 8, and he said they look disinterested. I hope they come into our game disinterested too.
Jordan Madden, that was a great play by her, running down the ball, keeping her feet in bounds, and then finishing.
Great hustle by Jordan Madden. It's going to have to start for Baylor on the defensive end.
She's got a dozen, and remember that Louisville is playing without 2 starters right now. Hammond and Shimmel out with 2 personal fouls, and yet they were able to build this 12-point lead, which is now down to 10. We're inside 3 minutes to go in the first half. Slaughter, who's been great on the perimeter, threw it away.
Great hustle by Brooklyn Pope.
Brooklyn Pope, the senior, transferring over from Rutgers, has already graduated.
This is a Baylor team that is mentally tough, and they take pride, especially on the defensive end. Jordan Madden gets out, runs that basketball down, then has the balance and the wherewithal to turn and finish. And when you talk toughness, Brooklyn Pope is another one right there. Quickness, look at that, jumps right on it. Calling a timeout with those eyes.
She's all fired up herself. The NIT has reached the big stage. They are in New York City at Madison Square Garden. A semifinals doubleheader tips off Tuesday at 7 Eastern. Men's basketball when BYU takes on Baylor on ESPN2. Follow every championship at NCAA.com, the official online home for all 89 NCAA championships. Right now, the Baylor women in a very, very unusual position, and that is that they are trailing down by 10. And Kevin Durant's been here all afternoon, was here for the first game between Tennessee and Oklahoma. Tennessee winning that game. And so far, a very atypical showing for Baylor, and particularly Griner. 4 points, all from the free throw line. Outside shot off the rim, rebound. Shimmel's back in there playing with 2 fouls, and there's a foul on Brooklyn Pope.
And that time, a little bit of a different look offensively. They started Brittney Griner high, and they set a diagonal up screen on her. Kim Mulkey trying to do something to free her up a little bit, because when she gets double teamed, she can still score. It's just that Louisville is so right into her body. That's why she's having difficulty.
5th foul called against Baylor. Madden tips it, but it stays with Louisville. 15 seconds left to go on the shot clock.
A little more life defensively, too. Not only the steals that we saw a few possessions ago, but the deflection there by Jordan Madden. This is a Baylor team that is long and athletic defensively and can get places quickly.
Shimmel trying to get it in there, barely does. Hunted down in the backcourt by Walton. Smith with the drive and the score.
The longer this game goes, Louisville having the lead, the stronger their belief comes that they can beat this Baylor team. Jeff Wall said, I think I've got them believing they can beat Baylor. Without question, he's got them believing it.
And that one got caught up on the hip of Brooklyn Pope. And the ball rimmed out, another rebound. Baylor's not hitting the offensive glass like we're used to seeing.
I'm just stunned. I'm just stunned by the performance by this Louisville team on both ends of the floor in the first 19 minutes of this game, Pam.
Baylor has been blowing through opponents, winning by 30 points per game on average all year. That's a low percentage shot by Slaughter that did not go in. Another one and done. Nia Johnson, the freshman, missed it.
Now Baylor taking quick shots. They don't have their anchor performing for them on the post like Brittney Griner usually does. So now they're coming down a little bit too quickly, taking quick shots.
Shimmel dribbling against Sims. Oh, how did you get that pass in there? A long bounce pass, and Monique Reid put it home.
Beautiful. Beautiful pass by Shimmel. Remember, she's not their starting point guard now, but she was for the first bunch of games of the season and for much of her career.
She's got some showtime in that game. Pope follows her own shot. Her first basket. Brooklyn averaging about 10.5 points per game. But the lead is still 12. And Louisville can hold it for the last shot. Sims jumps out and does what Odyssey Sims does. Over to Jordan Madden for the finish. Madden with 14, but a stunning development right now in Oklahoma City. The #1 overall seed, Baylor Bears, trailing Louisville by 10 at the half. Maria Taylor standing by now with Brittney Griner.
Brittney, you're facing a lot of physicality on the block on the offensive end. How would you characterize the defense Louisville's playing against you right now?
You know, they just have a lot of intensity. They're throwing a lot of different stuff at us. You know, I'm getting double teamed the whole time. And, you know, we just got to respond in the second half and come out and score.
How can you adjust on the offensive end in order to find that kind of room to be effective?
Just moving around. Just I can't stay on the block. I just got to move around, high post, low post. And then just when I get the ball, if I get double and triple, just find my guards.
All right, thank you, Brittney.
Last 6 games, Brittney Griner averaging 33 points per game. She only has 4 at the break, 0 for 4 from the floor. Shimmel showing us some stuff. How about Louisville up by 10? Kevin Nagandi has a Northwestern Mutual halftime report. Second half between top seed Baylor and Louisville, the #5 seed here in the Oklahoma City region. And yes, Louisville is beating Baylor by 10 as we start the second half. Brittney Griner has been physicaled up.
Louisville has just had a great game plan, and they've double-teamed her, but they have also been very, very physical with her every time she tries to move anywhere on the floor. But on the offensive end for Louisville, it's been the three-point shot and Antonita Slaughter, 5 for 5 from outside, 6'1" player. She is their 4 player. Just posing all kinds of problems for Baylor on that end of the floor.
Brittney Griner just 4 points in the first half, 0 for 4 from the floor, and Baylor did not come back out from the locker room until there were 2 minutes left on the clock, and they only shot around for about a minute before they had to head back to their bench. Let's see what Kim Mulkey has in store in the second half. This is the biggest deficit that Baylor has had in 73 games. Brooklyn Pope working hard, yes.
What an athlete. I mean, what an athlete. That kid can get off the floor and get rebounds. I'd like to see, move Brittney Griner around a little bit. You start her at the high post, screen her. It's harder to be physical with the player and double her when she's on the move.
Kim Mulkey said that Brooklyn Pope did not give us what she was capable of until this year. Now a senior. Moving into the starting lineup. Shimmel had 2 fouls in the first half, 7 points for Louisville. Sarah Hammond, another starter, also with 2 fouls in 8 minutes. Let's go over to Maria Taylor on the sideline.
I talked to Kim Mulkey coming back out from the locker room, and she said that Louisville punched them in the mouth first. They did a good job coming back a little bit, but now the question is, can they knock down a 15-footer? She thinks that the elbow is open. They're putting the boxing one on Brittney Griner, so they just need to step up and hit those open shots in the second half.
Griner came out and just blocked a 3 attempt. They go inside to Brittney, and no field goal, but at least she'll get free throws.
And the reason Griner was able to get it on the block was because they pushed the ball in transition. Nice job by Odyssey Sims to push the pace. Because if you can get down, get Griner on the block before that swarm of Louisville defenders can get there, it becomes a little bit easier for the big girl.
Second foul on Sharon Vales, and look at the numbers. 33 and 16 on average in her first couple of games. Baylor with convincing wins over Prairie View A&M and Florida State. But she does not have a field goal in this game.
And that might just be what kind of game it is. If she's going to have 3 people on her, fine. Then it's time for Jordan Madden to continue to hit shots, for Odyssey Sims to hit shots.
Madden leading the way with 14 points at the half for Baylor. And now some pressure. Anya Hayden, Odyssey Sims, Jordan Madden, all in the backcourt.
Picking up in a 2-2-1 full court. They're trying to get some stuff going.
It's a risky pass, but Louisville hung on to it. Louisville coming in 26 and 8, 11 and 5 in the Big East. They finished 3rd in the regular season. Shimmel so quick, challenge Griner. Put up a rainbow shot that skimmed off the rim. Sims taking it right to Smith. Players on the floor. Smith trying to get out of there and does. Gives it over to Shimmel. Shimmel on the move. Nice pass to Hammond. But Griner again able to effect a shot and a foul called on Louisville. And I believe, yes, that is on Vales. Excuse me, that is the third on her. I thought it might be the third on Hammond.
Jeff Walls telling Hammond, just go right up with it. Yeah, well, you don't feel Brittney Griner right behind you. That's what she does. She's going to affect it. Whether or not she touches the basketball, you know she's there.
So Sharon Vales picks up her third personal foul for Louisville. Stays out there. And now is challenged by Pope. And there's another foul.
And that's a foul that Louisville shouldn't waste. Brooklyn Pope's coming in there spinning. Let her put it up on the rim and see if she can finish. You want to keep all of your fouls based on their game plan to use to body up Brittney Griner.
Sharon Vales has just picked up 2 fouls in the last 10 seconds or so. She now has 4, and she will go out. Jude Shimmel going to check in for her after Pope's free throws.
Yeah, Brooklyn Pope is a bad free throw shooter for Baylor, only at 59%, and Kim Mulkey said she's even kind of exceeded what they wanted from her. They wanted her to at least be a 50% free throw shooter. That tells you how poor she has been from the line in her career.
They wanted her just to kind of play within herself. She tried to be too fancy, said give me rebounds and putbacks and hit 50% of your free throws, and we're doing well. Slaughter can't control it. The ball stays on this end with the Bears.
Different energy in these first couple minutes for Baylor than what we saw in the first half.
Kim Mulkey kept them back there for about 17 minutes or so, and I'm sure she got some choice words in. And right now she's complaining at one of the officials. Winner of this game takes on Tennessee Tuesday night. Griner is held. That's Hammond. 3 on her. So at least early on here, it looks like the officials have tightened it up a bit from the first half.
Sarah Hammond trying to get into Griner's space. She has her arm wrapped around her. That's a good call. That's a silly job by Hammond. You can't do that. You can't wrap your arm around the offensive player. The officials are going to see that.
Sims going to inbound it. Odyssey Sims with 5 points, just 2 of 7 from the floor so far. For the second leading scorer on this team. Griner goes up with it, still does not have a field goal. It over to Bria Smith, who's been playing the point in lieu of Shimmel, who wants it left wide open. She's going to shoot. This kid has range from Tulsa.
That's now called Griner range. If Brittney Griner's at the 3-point line and you can still make it, that's Griner range right there. Deep.
Griner, still no field goal. Wow.
She can't land. Kara Lawson talked about it at the half. She has no space around her feet.
Jude Shimmel this time.
Oh!
Shimmel times 2. First bucket for Jude. And it's back to 13 points. Baylor down 10 at the half. Their only loss this year was early in the season to Stanford in Hawaii. Lost by 2 points in a game in which Odyssey Sims, who just nailed the 3, didn't play much because of a hurt hamstring.
Kim Mulkey was on the floor calling that timeout. Back in Oklahoma City, Louisville up by 10 on Baylor. Watch the right side of your screen. Shoni Shimmel, you think she thinks she's open? She knows her range. Stop it right there. If she's any closer, the long arm of the law, Brittney Griner will block that shot. Down, down, deep down, and that goes in. And who's liking how that looks? Kevin Durant, he's got that kind of range on the 3 ball.
Kevin Durant and his team winning a game in Milwaukee last night, and then he got back home. Shoni Shimmel, who, boy, she looks terrific. I did their game against Kentucky in Louisville the beginning of December, and she looks like a different player. She's lost about 20 pounds. Said, among other things, she gave up her beloved Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, I mean, she's a better player now, and then she's lighter on her feet. She can move up and down. Her legs aren't as heavy in the second half. She can continue to have that kind of range even when she's played heavy minutes.
Good use of heavy. She is no longer as heavy. Maria Taylor right there looking at what Kim Mulkey's been saying to her crew.
Yeah, during the timeout, she warned her team about leaving shooters in transition. She said she really wants to press, but she is not convinced that her team will get back in time and actually get a defensive stop. She also told Brittney Griner to get her feet set and have her team push on a make or a miss.
Thank you, Maria. Griner still working, has not gotten a field goal. That ball is lost out of bounds.
And it's hard to get your feet set when there's a bunch of other feet underneath yours wearing black sneakers and
where do you
Louisville
put
uniforms.
those big
size 17s. Men's 17s, yeah.
Not a lot of space. A terrific game plan drawn up by Jeff Walz. And his players have not shown 1 ounce of intimidation. That's a good decision not to take it right to Griner. Shoney dribbling around. I think she's going to have to fire up another one.
Come on!
Shoney Shimmel. Couple of long threes here in the second half. Gets the lead back to 13.
She makes the game exciting when she gets on fire like that.
Sims hit her last three and was short. Sarah Hammond comes down with it. Shimmel running down the right sideline now, cuts across the lane. Her sister Jude with the ball now. Hammond challenges Griner! Wow!
And then runs down the floor looking right at Griner. This is a team, a Louisville team that's not lacking with confidence right now.
That one was forced up a little bit by Odyssey. Brittney Griner, write it down. The 15-20 mark gets her first field goal of the game.
It has become the Shoney Shimmel show from that spot. Dead-eye shooter with that 3 ball. And then Sarah Hammond follows it up. How many players have the guts to do a step-back 3 with Brittney Griner in their face?
Sarah Hammond would be the answer so far. The NIT has reached the big stage, Madison Square Garden in New York City. A semifinals doubleheader tips off Tuesday at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. BYU takes on the men's team from Baylor. Follow every championship at NCAA.com, your official online home of all 89 NCAA championships. So Brittney Griner going about 25 minutes, almost 25 minutes before she gets her first field goal of the game. A young lady who's been averaging 33 points over her last 7 games.
And remarkable against a Louisville team that doesn't have a lot of size in the post.
Jude gives it up to big sister Shoney on the runner. That one is taken down by Destiny Williams. And now Odyssey Sims wants to get things going for Baylor. Odyssey has 8 points, 4 assists. Griner's got 2 quick ones.
Good decision, good pass by Odyssey Sims. Saw that the defense was not set and able to double or triple Brittney, and perfect pass.
Inside 15 minutes to go now in the second half.
Slaughter's been quiet.
Jude Shimmel gives it up. Shoney takes a step around Sims. That one had a little bit too much spin on it. And then a foul on Louisville off the miss. Number 1 overall seed Baylor trailing Louisville by a dozen. Kizzy Harrison was terrific, and yes, Tennessee comfortably through, beating Oklahoma. They await the winner of this game. And Baylor on this afternoon so far, they have made 17 field goals. 12 of them are threes. 12 of 17 from 3.
For Louisville, I mean, it's just...
For Louisville, and that is a 71% clip from 3-point range.
And that's why they have this lead. They've been just money from outside, and they've done a really nice job of being all over Griner in the lane.
Griner just 2 for 8 from the floor. Destiny Williams foul, and if that's Hammond, that's 4. And it is. Sarah Hammond, their second leading scorer, their leading rebounder, now with 4 fouls with plenty of time left to go. And she will be subbed out for. But first, Williams is going to shoot a free throw. So Hammond goes out with the 4 fouls. Freshman Courtney Walton comes in. She's an inch taller than Hammond.
Destiny Williams, only a 61% free throw shooter. This is a Baylor team that overall is not a great free throw shooting team. Only 67%.
was 8th in the 10-team Big 12 this year.
That's way too many numbers in one sentence.
Conferences have to stop putting numbers in their names.
Now Baylor switching it up. Baylor showing zone on this possession.
Shot clock at single digits. Walton, the freshman who just checked in, gets it over to Jude Shimmel. Shimmel challenging. Griner had to put up the rainbow arcing shot. Good offensive rebound by Walton.
But we'll see if this zone, if it can flummox Louisville at all on the offensive end.
Shoni Shimmel, you got the ball in the hands of the player who had been the point guard for her first 2.5 years on campus. Shot clock again winding down. Another three, yes! Oh my goodness, Antonita Slaughter having the game of her life. That is now a career high 6 threes for the junior from Louisville.
And the range, how deep these threes have been in the second half for Louisville.
Oh, she has not missed a three. She's 6 for 6. There's a foul on Hayden. Hayden was fouled, I should say.
Baylor doing a good job defensively. Sorry, Pam. Doing a good job defensively this second half of being aware of the three-point shooters. So what's happened is those three-point shooters have backed up a step or two and have still been able to hit them.
But here's something big right now, Rebecca. That was the 7th team foul against Louisville. So Baylor's in the bonus for the last 13 minutes and 12 seconds of this half. Baylor has yet to be whistled for a foul in this half.
So we'll see. We'll see if Baylor can make these free throws when they matter. And they sure matter in this game right now, down 13.
Every point is precious right now. Williams gets 1 out of 2. Jude Shimmel, 5'6" sophomore, bringing the ball up.
Now Baylor back in a man-to-man defense.
Shoni, she can create on her own, gets the switch, chucks it up, and it goes in.
That was a chuck, too.
It's working. Jeff Wall says we're gonna, he's even laughing about it. He told us yesterday, we might shoot 40 or 50 threes, whatever it takes, and darn it if they're not going in. We are collecting the best photos around the women's tournament from athletes and fans. Here's Destiny Williams of Baylor pointing to the Oklahoma City Thunder locker room right here in this building. Go to ESPNW.com/tourney photos for more of the best athlete social photos throughout the tournament. I think Kevin Durant's probably as stunned as anybody. He came here, like most of the people here, expecting the Brittney Griner show. And instead it is the Antonita Slaughter, Shoni Shimmel show. How about 14 of 19 from 3?
One is a masterful game plan by Jeff Walls. Defensively, he's done a terrific job with that 1-3 defense and a chaser. Secondly, the confidence that he has instilled in his team. He has made them believe that they can beat this Baylor team, and that's why they're shooting the way they are.
Shoni's turn.
Come on.
Actually, Jude's turn. That's little sister.
Come on. I am stunned.
They are shooting 75% now, Rebecca, 15 of 20 from 3. And Baylor is losing by 19 points. It is stunning, unbelievable what's happening right here. Another one. And now it's to the point where the crowd is shocked when they don't hit one.
But Louisville got to be careful because this is a Baylor team that can make shots and can get things going with their defense.
Timeout on the court. The 3 points continue to rain down.
Oh, they're coming down. Shoni Shimmel show. It keeps going, and who likes it? Coach Walls likes it a little bit.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City. Right now, Louisville on top of Baylor. Coach, Louisville shooting 75% from 3. You've shown zone, you've shown man. How do you disrupt them beyond the arc?
They're unconscious. We've got to stop some dribble penetration and make sure we don't get sucked in. But I'm kind of scratching my head what to do defensively. When somebody shoots that good, you just got to keep fighting and hope that you can cut the lead.
Well, also, Brittney Griner, only 2 field goals in this game. Is there a way to get her going offensively now?
I don't know. We're sure going to try.
Thanks, Coach.
So Kim Mulkey trying to figure out how to solve what has been going on in this game. Baylor, look at that, 15 of 21. They have slipped below the 75% mark, but remarkable for this Louisville team that averages 5.5 made threes per game, and they've already tripled that. And we still have 11.5 minutes left to go in the game.
Jeff Walz has made his women believe in themselves, believe that their game plan can defeat Baylor, believe in themselves that they can hit these shots.
11:27 left to go. Pam Ward along with Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. Maria Taylor here is with you as well. In Oklahoma City, the winner of this game plays Tennessee on Tuesday. Griner, yes, and the foul. Finally into double figures, her 3rd made field goal of the game.
Nene Hayden trying to make things happen. So many bodies in there. And Griner, nice offensive rebound, put back. Didn't necessarily see a foul on that though, Pam.
They got Shimmel from behind. Silly reach in for her. There's no way that she's going to block that shot from behind on Griner, who gets the 3-point play to cut the lead to 16. Now Jude gets it up court. Smith over Griner this time. And that was a rare 2 for Louisville. Their first 7 field goals in this half were all threes.
Bria Smith has not hit a 3 all season. She needed to get that step in. Nice job, Odyssey Sims. And now Baylor continues to pick up in the full court pressure, but Louisville's not had problems with it.
Number 1 overall seed Baylor trailing Louisville by 16 here in the second half. Facing their largest deficit of the season, Odyssey Sims, who is terrific at doing just this, gets an easy one, and that's the way Baylor's going to have to continue to play to get back in this game.
Third one of the game.
Yep, Pam Ward along with Rebecca Lobo. We join you now to welcome you here at the bottom of the hour. Jude Shimmel taking it to Griner. Shot clock did not reset. This would be a monumental upset, one of the biggest upsets in the history of this tournament. Plenty of time left for Baylor. Pope underneath, can't get it, and then she is very fortunate. Boy, I thought she was over the back on a foul call. They didn't get it.
She was.
Shimmel goes behind her back, and then overhead! Joni Shimmel scores over Brittney! The Louisville Magic is working tonight!
How do you know when things are going right for your team is when Joni Shimmel can make a shot like that over the all-time leading shot blocker. Come on now.
First she goes behind her back. Sarah Hammond on the bench with 4 fouls. And Kim Mulkey calling the timeout. Check that, the timeout taken by Louisville. Mulkey complaining about the officiating, but this has just been a remarkable game for Louisville. The 3-pointers have been their friend throughout this game. Their first 7 makes from the floor in the second half were all threes.
And deep threes, and Joni Shimmel from way, way out there a couple times. Sarah Hammond on a step back on Brittney Griner. This is a team that's feeling it, the confidence, believing that they can do it. It's not just one player either. Oh, but it has been the Joni Shimmel show for so much of it. Bria Smith getting in on the act as well. And how confident is Shimmel? After she hit that ridiculous over-the-shoulder shot, she got kind of up in, you can't say in Brittney Griner's face, she was more like in Brittney Griner's waist because she's so much shorter, but jawing a little bit at her.
And that's what Kim Mulkey was upset about, was that jawing. There is a taunting rule in this game, and that's just a bad pass trying to get it into Brittney.
I love that timeout by Jeff Walz. His team just had a phenomenal play. Let that continue to sit there and help build their confidence.
So let's go back to what you were just referencing. Shimmel, after she made that ridiculous play, lets the big girl know about it. And meanwhile, the ball is thrown back to Louisville. And Kim had a little bit of an argument there.
Yeah,
with what Shoney did afterwards.
Without question. Jude Shimmel gets picked again, this time by Brooklyn Pope.
Brooklyn's 6th point. It's still a 15-point lead. And now they're going to have Shoney throw it into Jude. Slaughter for 3. Yes! 7 threes for Slaughter.
Louisville needs to stay loose, and they need to continue to attack, but they can't celebrate too soon because this is still the defending national champion that they're going against.
Sims with the good look, and she puts it home. Still plenty of time left, 8.5 minutes, but it's a monumental, it's a huge 16-point lead. Pope on the defense. That shot was badly missed, and Smith gets fouled by Brooklyn Pope. And you can see the frustration on the Baylor Lady Bears as Pope just slapped the ball down after she was called for the foul. Tuesday night, ESPN2 delivers both NIT men's semifinals from Madison Square Garden at 7 Eastern. It's BYU Baylor, followed by Maryland and Iowa. The NIT semifinals Tuesday on ESPN2. Both games also live on Watch ESPN. Rhea Smith at the line for a pair.
What did Jeff Walz say to us yesterday when we were at our meeting? He looked at us and said, can anybody beat this team? He was even questioning whether anybody could beat this team, but right now his Louisville women have Baylor on the ropes.
And to his credit, he obviously did not voice that sentiment to his team. Said it after his players has cleared out. Rhea gets 1 out at 2. And this Louisville team not intimidated even a millimeter coming into this game by Baylor.
Extending their pressure a little bit, and they continue to be active on the defensive end.
22 seconds left on the shot clock for the Lady Bears. National champions, 40-0 last year, coming in here 34-1. Rhea Smith called for her 3rd foul.
And you talked about it a bit ago. Baylor in that bonus, getting to the free throw line. Nene Hayden, a 70% free throw shooter on the season.
Senior from Dallas. Baylor team starting 4 seniors. Destiny Williams coming off the bench as their 6th man is another senior. In a scenario that I don't think anybody could have imagined right now. Fighting for their lives. Hayden does get both free throws to cut the lead to 15. The longest winning streak in the game right now at 32 in a row. Shoney's in deep trouble. That was almost a 5. Long pass. And just coming into the game is Megan Dynas, and the freshman scores. Dynas started the first 15 games of the season before they put her on the bench. And boy, that was almost a 5-second call. The officials having a discussion. They are adjusting the shot clock to 27 seconds. Nene Hayden, that was much needed. She has hit the 2nd most threes on this team on the year. Shoney hit, and she's going to take 3 free throws. So everything's working for Louisville right now. They beat this 5-second call. The freshman who just came in got the bucket, and Louisville's up big. We are in Oklahoma City. Some beautiful shots from the Oklahoma City Museum of Art. And a work of art right now from this Louisville team, particularly from three-point range. 16 of 23 behind the line today. That's 70%. Shoni Shimmel was fouled shooting a three right before we went to break. And now she has an opportunity to shoot 3 free throws. Shimmel, Shoni Shimmel, 5 of 8 from 3. Antonita Slaughter, 7 of 8. As they try to take down mighty, mighty Baylor. Shimmel is a very good free throw shooter at 80% on the season.
Kim Mulkey wondering when the percentages are going to come around. Louisville, a 36% three-point shooting team on the season. Can you stay hot if you're Louisville for the last 7.5 minutes of this game?
Brittney Griner just 3 of 9 from the floor. Hayden misses a 3, a lot of contact underneath, and a foul called against Louisville. Jude Shimmel, that is only her first personal foul. Baylor in the double bonus now for the rest of the game. Destiny Williams, 2 for 4 from the line so far this afternoon. Senior from Benton Harbor, Michigan, won the Big 12 6th Player of the Year award this year. Transfer from Illinois, played 1 game there before transferring to Baylor. 1 out of 2, but Sims gets the offensive board. That's off of Baylor. Possession arrow right now in favor of Louisville. 7:27 left to go in the game as you see 2 timeouts apiece for Louisville and Baylor.
Stops are so important for Baylor at this stage of the game.
16-point deficit for the defending champs. Jude Shimmel into the lane, kicks it back out. Dynas, in and out. That's hit off of Slaughter.
I'm sorry, Pam. Louisville continues to do such a good job of just getting to the interior of the defense and then passing out. And what's at stake right there, Pam Ward?
So much. Immediately a meeting with Tennessee. That's a charge call on Baylor. 32 straight wins for Baylor. Nene Hayden called for that charge. And of course, they are the defending national champions. They're only lost in the last 2 years, coming in Hawaii to Stanford earlier this year, actually in November of last year.
To me, if Louisville can hold on here, this would be the biggest upset I've ever seen in women's college basketball. Not because of the seeding, but because of how heavily Baylor was favored to win this national championship. Not just this game, but the national championship.
Sims gets fouled on her way to the basket. As people looking back historically will talk about Stanford as a #1 seed losing to Harvard back in the late 90s when Harvard was a 16, and that is indeed a foul on Slaughter, her second. But remember, that was a Stanford team that had lost a couple of players because of ACL injuries. And Harvard, I mean, that was, let's just say, I mean, it was a bad job of seeding by the NCAA. Harvard was not a 16. That's when they had Allison Feaster, the #1 scorer in the country. And Stanford should not have been a #1 with their injuries that year. Not to take anything, it was a great win for Harvard, winning at Stanford, but I think you're right. With the circumstances, with the way Baylor has dominated everybody, beating Connecticut, beating all the big teams over the year, for them to lose now in the Sweet 16 to Louisville, the team that finished 3rd in the Big East, I agree, that's a bigger upset. But it's not over yet.
Right, Louisville needs to continue to attack and do what they've been doing. Dribble penetration, kick back out, hit their shots.
14-point lead, but this is what Odyssey Sims, she can turn this game around in a hurry.
Fourth time this game in the open court, Odyssey Sims has picked someone's pocket. Double technical, good call by the official. Shoni Shimmel and Odyssey Sims, neither of them ran down the court. They were just right in one another's faces, jawing at each other. Double technical by the officials. Good call. All right, let's take a look at it. As soon as Shoni Shimmel, she gets picked, Odyssey Sims goes down the other way. It's her 4th pick of the game. The other ones have been on Jude Shimmel. Shoni passes the ball, and look at this. Double technical. I'm not even sure Odyssey said anything. She was just up right in her space looking at her.
This game has had some incredibly physical play, especially on Brittney Griner early on in this game, actually all through the first half. Some chippiness between the two teams. So Odyssey Sims and Shoni Shimmel each pick up technical fouls.
And because of that chippy play early, I like the double technical here. Continue to keep this game under control.
And how about driving it right past Griner? Bria Smith, the sophomore. She has 11 on the afternoon. And the lead is 14, and now Smith forcing the issue on the defensive side. A foul called
on Slaughter. That's a bad call. She was diving for the ball just like Odyssey Sims was diving for the ball. Both of these teams know what's at stake. They're scrapping.
That's a terrible call.
There's just not a whole lot of contact there. Just give Odyssey Sims the timeout. There's not enough contact there to call that foul.
Both of them going for the loose ball. The official was right in front. Slaughter picking up her 3rd foul.
She's been so huge for them all game long for Louisville. Her ability to hit the 3-point shot, she's what got them going early on. She's continued to hit them here in the second half.
She's 7 of 8 for the game from long range. Sims is a really good free throw shooter, the best on this team at 82%. She has 18 points now on the afternoon, trying to pick up the slack of Griner, who has a dozen, which is half of her average on the season, and about 21 points under her average over the last 7 games. And now a foul on Sims behind the play as Smith hit the deck. That is the 3rd on Odyssey.
This game was really chippy early. They took a break from it and it's getting chippy again. If I'm being guarded by Odyssey Sims and I'm a guard, I want to give the ball up. Because we've seen her pick players 4 times at midcourt and go the other way this game.
Hammond guarded by Griner. They have Griner way out now. Jude hands it off to Shoni. She's already shown some magic in the paint. That time it glances off the rim.
But they're doing a good job because they're using clock while staying aggressive. Sometimes when you use clock, you don't continue to be aggressive offensively.
5 minutes to go in the game as Hayden hits it. And now the crowd starting to get back into it. Baylor cutting the lead to 10. They've trailed by as many as 16 points. They were down 10 at the half, and here it is 10 again. Jude Shimmel left it just short. Beat Griner to the bucket, but couldn't get it in. Madden, if she hits it, you'd think that Louisville might want a timeout here, but no. Jude Shimmel gets the rebound, and Jeff Walls calls a play.
And a good job by Slaughter to contest without getting in there for a foul.
Oh! That's the 5th foul on Shoni Shimmel. On that play, Shoni Shimmel has just fouled out of this game.
I need to see it again because with my naked eye, it looked like a horrible call. Yeah, she gets her elbow into her. Gets her elbow into her. Yep, that's a good call. That's a good call.
So a silly foul by Shimmel. She's out at 4:21 left to go in this game, and her team up by 10.
Not only do they lose a three-point shooter, they lose a ball handler. And we've seen what Odyssey Sims and the Baylor pressure can do.
22 points for Shimmel. She was 5 of 8 from 3. Can Baylor take advantage of her being out? Hayden, nice pass into Pope. Here come the Lady Bears. 4 minutes to go in the game. 8-point advantage. Sims almost forced another turnover. And now Jude, Shoney's little sister, the sophomore. A backdoor cut, nothing doing. Timeout on the floor. Jeff Walz says, calm down, but it's only an 8-point lead. Baylor has cut what used to be a 16-point lead in half, but only 3:41 left to go in this game. Baylor, the defending national champs, have won 32 in a row, following up on a 40-0 national championship year last year. Brittney Griner, I don't think she cares one whit about the all-time scoring record. She's just hoping right now that this isn't her last collegiate game.
And it's going to be up to her because they'll run through her on the offensive end. She needs to continue to be a presence on the defensive side.
Griner leading the nation in field goal percentage this year, but only 3 of 9 in this game. Griner did not get called for going over the back. It's a 6-point ball game. Shimmel fouled out about a minute ago. So Louisville is without its most reliable ball handler. Can they hang on? Monique Reid in a little bit of trouble, so Jeff Walz decides to call the timeout with 8 seconds left. Maria Taylor was listening to Louisville's last huddle.
Yeah, in the last huddle, Jeff Walz pointed to Shimmel and told his team she has worked her tail off. We have to finish this off just for Shoney. He also told his team they have to do a better job setting screens, that they're not actually touching anyone with their screens, and he wants to see them work the high post just a little bit more and protect the ball on the perimeter.
Protecting the ball is especially important when you've got Odyssey Sims defending you, and they've done a good job getting it to that high post. So where we saw them really effective for much of this game was the dribble penetration and then the kick out for the threes. But one of the players doing a lot of that dribble penetrating is now on the bench with Shimmel. But ever since this game, you know, as Baylor's made their run, Jeff Walz has become calmer and calmer as the stakes raise. He knows what his team needs from him emotionally on the sideline throughout this game.
There's Shimmel on the sideline. 5 of 8 from 3, finished with 22 points. Baylor actually has trailed by as many as 19 points in this game. Shot clock winding down. Another 3 that's missed. Sarah Hammond with a huge rebound. And then wisely they kick it out. The clock is Louisville's biggest friend right now. Antonita Slaughter has 7 threes. Number 4 in red gives it up to Bria Smith, who's been running the point since about mid-season. Now she's got to put it up. She has to. Shot clock winding down, and it goes in. The lead back up to 8. Hayden inside to Pope, who gets it back down to 6. And a timeout taken by Kim Mulkey. 1 timeout remaining for Baylor. Down by 6 points in this game that really Louisville has led pretty much from the get-go in this game. Baylor, in fact, has never led in this game, Rebecca Lobo.
Well, Louisville came out from the beginning and was just nailing threes time after time down the floor. They built a nice cushion, especially in the second half. But Baylor's chipping into it, and the way they can play defense, extend their pressure, this is still very much a ball game.
Brittney Griner, an off game for her. 4 of 10 from the floor, does have 9 rebounds. The winner of this game will take on Tennessee. The Lady Vols with a convincing win over Oklahoma earlier today. But the question is, can Louisville hang on here without Shoni Shimmel, who is fouled out? Hammond, baseball pass. Cope hits it out of bounds.
That's a dangerous play right there because Baylor knew it was coming. Louisville fortunate that they didn't turn it over on that pass.
2:15 left to go in the game. The all-important possession arrow in favor of Louisville. Each team with just one timeout. Smith gonna dribble out there, guarded by Hayden, one of the seniors on this Baylor team. Puts it up with 17 left on the shot clock, but it's a charge. Brooklyn Pope drew it.
Bria Smith taking it inside. Oof. Her feet were set and she was right there.
Took that shot with 17 seconds left on the shot clock. And Jeff Walsh has just been called for a technical foul.
Not the right time to get a technical foul there.
Wow.
I understand his frustration, but it is not the right time to get a technical foul.
This could turn this game around right now. The shot by Smith with 17 seconds left on the shot clock, called for the offensive foul. And now Jeff Walsh whistled for the technical. So Odyssey Sims is going to take the two shots, and then Baylor will have the basketball. Smith has now fouled out. Joins Shoni on the bench. Ten minutes ago, Baylor was down by 19. Now they're down by 4.
Jeff Walsh came into this game with a masterful game plan defensively. He had his team, has his team believing that they can beat Baylor, but that was a big mistake right there. This stage of the game, you can't give up 2 points like that.
So 2 points and the ball now for the Lady Bears. Sims left open after the steal attempt wasn't good. Odyssey Sims makes it a 2-point ball game. Sims goes down, Jude Shimmel. So Louisville has lost both Smith and Shoni Shimmel to fouls, their two best ball handlers. Hayden gets it. Baylor with the chance to tie it, but a travel call. Louisville basketball.
Louisville not only lost their two best ball handlers, the players who were breaking down the defense, getting into the interior and then passing out to their teammates to hit the perimeter shots.
1:24 left to go in this game. Number 1 overall seed Baylor in trouble. Dynas, 4 huge points off the bench late in the second half for the freshman. Pam Ward along with Rebecca Lobo and Maria Taylor as the number 1 overall seed is clinging to its NCAA life. Madden might have taken a step backwards on that. Nene Hayden, no. Rebound tipped out. Odyssey Sims gets it. No hustle. Jude Shimmel took it away. We're inside a minute to go.
That's the big, that just tells you the story of the game. The out hustle by Jude Shimmel. That should have been Odyssey Sims basketball.
And now nobody's defending Shimmel until she gets close. Baylor down 4 with the ball. Sims for 3. Yes! Odyssey Sims with 27 ties her season high and a 1-point ball game.
Odyssey Sims, from the time she was a freshman in big games, makes the big plays, makes the big shots, and that's another big shot right there. She's got the time. The lefty steps into it. Oof, we got a 1-point ball game.
Baylor is now out of timeouts. Louisville has one. And the possession arrow in its favor. Kim Mulkey aging a little bit over there on the sideline, along with her staff, trying to survive. The winner gets Tennessee on Tuesday night. Well, what a ball game, what an effort, and a game plan perfectly executed for the most part by Louisville. Led by 19 with just over 10 minutes left to go in this half. Kevin Durant enjoying it now. He was kind of sitting back a little bit. Now, a lot of people, most people, in fact, as you look around this arena, are standing up. Durant, I think, is showing us what Odyssey just did. What is at stake? The defending national champions could go out in the Sweet 16, say goodbye to a 32-game win streak, not just Griner's chance for the all-time scoring record, but this could be Brittney Griner's last collegiate game.
Baylor will play tough defense this entire possession, because even if Louisville runs the shot clock out, there's enough time for Baylor to come the other way. But we've seen them exert pressure, and now Brittney Griner, all 6'8" of her, and those long arms on the inbound pass are going to make everything difficult for Louisville as they try to get the ball in and bring it up the floor.
Sarah Hammond at 6'2", does get it into Jude Shimmel. There is no 10-second violation in the backcourt in women's basketball. And there's a foul in the backcourt on Brooklyn Pope. Both teams in the bonus, Baylor in the double bonus. And now Monique Reid, the redshirt senior, the hometown kid from Louisville. It's Mackenzie Robertson, Coach Mulkey's daughter, on the bench. You can barely stand to watch. Monique Reid, a 69% free throw shooter, coming back from microfracture surgery, plays in pain all the time. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Good gamble by Coach Mulkey. Good gamble to take that foul.
Baylor can all but run out the clock, but obviously what they're thinking about now is scoring. Hammond with the block. Madden back to Sims, and a charge! Kim Mulkey rips off her jacket. A charge called against Baylor.
I thought Sarah Hammond went down with minimal contact. Not only was the whistle blown late, I did not think that was a charge.
And a call in a crucial situation.
Kim Mulkey telling her team to foul Monique Reid again, pointing at Brooklyn Pope. Foul Reid.
Jordan Madden called for a charge in a crucial time. 16.5 seconds left to go.
Tough place to inbound the basketball from. The deep corner with Brittney Griner right there on you. Louisville with one timeout left.
This officiating crew going to get together and have yet another discussion.
Jeff Walls just telling Jude Shimmel when she ran over asking, do we have any timeouts? We have one timeout. You can't get the ball in. Don't risk it.
Now Monique Reid will inbound the ball instead of Hammond. Reid gets it into Jude Shimmel, who lost it momentarily. Now Griner has it. Baylor with the chance to take the lead. Sims gets fouled with 9.1 seconds left to go. Louisville could not inbound it cleanly.
They get the ball in bounds. Jude Shimmel almost has control, but Odyssey Sims does not give up on the play, goes in, gets to the free throw line. When they've needed plays made, especially on the defensive end, Odyssey Sims has been there to make them.
Sarah Hammond becomes the third Louisville player to foul out, joining Shoni Shimmel on the bench. Bria Smith. Sims 5 for 5 from the line so far. Shooting 2 in the double bonus. We're tied.
This kid's got ice water in her veins, Odyssey Sims. Time after time, she makes the big plays, makes the big shots.
First tie since it was 4-4. Baylor has never led. Until now. Time left for Louisville, but major pressure from Baylor. Monique Reid, the redshirt senior, gets by Griner, puts it up, it's blocked.
You gotta call a foul there, and they do. But remember, Monique Reid is the player who missed the front end of the 1-and-1 just a little bit ago. With the contact there, Griner riding her with the body. You had contact up top. You've got to make that call.
2.6 seconds left to go. Reid, who, as Rebecca referenced, did just miss the front end of a 1-and-1, but she's getting 2 shots here.
The second one becomes a heck of a lot easier if you make the first one.
Louisville led by 19 points with just over 10 minutes left to go. Baylor took the lead, and the redshirt senior took it right back. 2.6 seconds left to go. Desperation time for Baylor. Sims launches it. That shot would not have counted anyway. The defending champions fall in the Sweet 16. Louisville has pulled off the near impossible. Brittney Griner's collegiate career ends in Oklahoma City. Perhaps the biggest upset in the history of this women's tournament. Jeff Wall's team leading by as many as 19, and they hang on to win by 1.
No one except for Jeff Walls and the players in that locker room believed that this Louisville team could beat Baylor. What a tremendous coaching job by Jeff and a tremendous job by his players.
Let's go over to Jeff Walls right now with Maria Taylor.
All right, Coach, you knocked off the defending national champion. What do you think it was ultimately that drove your team to get this victory?
These kids followed the game plan to perfection. I got to give all the credit to them. They believed in what we do as a coaching staff. And you lose Shoni Shimmel, Bria Smith, Sarah Hammond, foul out. And the other ones just continued to keep playing. We run an out-of-bounds play that we got from Robert Morris when they played Kentucky in the NIT. And we get a layup out of it, boy, and it was a big one. I'm just so proud of this team, so proud of our fans. And it's a great day to be a Louisville Cardinal. I'd say congrats to our men's team going on to the Final Four.
Well, Coach, a lot of celebration in Louisville, but you told us before the game you would shoot between 40 and 53s. Did you expect that you would shoot at 64% from beyond the arc in this game?
No, but I told our kids we're going to come out firing it up. We got nothing to lose. Our goal was to make this a street ball game. Come out, you know, do a little this, a little that. And they did. Anthony Slaughter shot the ball lights out. Shoni made some big shots. Sarah Hammond hit the step-back 3. It was just a great effort by every single one of our players and staff.
Well, congratulations on the win, Coach. I'll let you celebrate. We're going to
Thank you so much.
Shimmel.
Now for tonight's Capital One, Capital Player of the Game. We're going to have to give it to 2 of them, and Coach Walls talked about shooting 3s. Antonita Slaughter, 7 of 9 from 3. Shoni Shimmel, who did foul out, 5 of 8 from 3-point range. And you see they had a combined 43 points, so those are Capital One Players of the Game.
And just a phenomenal job by those players. It started with Antonita Slaughter coming out, draining 3 after 3. And the more 3s that she hit, the more belief her team had. And then Shoni Shimmel doing the same. We cannot say enough. about Jeff Walz and his team tonight. Perfect game plan, executed perfectly.
Can you believe this? Baylor is out in the Sweet 16. Louisville is in. We will see them play Tennessee Tuesday night, 9 Eastern time.
We didn't have an opportunity to revisit this during the game, but we need to see the charge call at near the end of the game on Baylor. I mean, to me, Jordan Madden comes in and Hammond goes down. I did not think that that was a charge call. That's the one that made Coach Mulkey almost take off her coat. I mean, they ended up getting the basketball back, but still, I did not think that was enough to be a charge call there, but woof, congratulations to Louisville.
That's a live look in, and look who's there. Kevin Durant coming in to say congratulations to the Louisville Cardinals, who have pulled off the upset not only of this tournament, but of perhaps all tournaments that we have had in the NCAAs.
Biggest upset that I've ever seen. Biggest upset I've ever seen in terms of a team being a prohibitive favorite and nobody giving this Louisville team a chance to beat Baylor tonight.
And of course, Shoney's going to go right up to Kevin and talk to him.
Probably talk trash like she did to Griner.
Wow, what a game. And you have to give Baylor credit. At one point down 19 with about 10 minutes and change left. They came back to take the lead. But Jeff Walz, the mad scientist for Louisville, drew up the perfect game plan, and his kids came through in a huge way. Louisville upsets Baylor 82-81. We'll see them next Tuesday against Tennessee. Up next on ESPN2, College Game Day scoreboard covered by State Farm. For Rebecca Lobo and Maria Taylor, I'm Pam Ward. Let's leave right now, for now, to Kevin Nagani.